Hey guys, this is Irie StarCraft, and this is going to be Game 3 of a 2v2 series of matchups between ProTech and Illmatic against Mindset, who will be the red Zerg, and ROOTDrewbie, the blue Terran. This game is going to be on Tarsonis Assault. The last two were on Scorched Haven, and they were very intense and very fast. As we see, Illmatic will be the teal Zerg this matchup. He is also wondering if they will be gay, so we will see about that, because ProTech is going to be on Terran again this time. So the last couple of games, very intense. The last game I wanted to point out, as I was just watching the replay that I had cast, and I noticed that Immortal that came out from ROOTDrewbie, it did make a difference in that battle, but at the same time I noticed he was not microing that Immortal on the Stalkers from ProTech. ProTech's Stalkers were just firing away at it the entire time. And that's something to take note of for you guys that play Protoss, as we do see Mindset getting his quick spawning pool out, and Illmatic actually just now getting his spawning pool. But something to think about, you Protoss players, is you don't usually think about microing your Immortals that much, but that is a unit that is very intense on the micro, because it makes a big difference. If you take your Immortals and point them at the armored units of your opponent, it makes a huge difference, because the computer will not figure out, in my experience at least, the computer is not smart enough to make your Immortal target armored units when possible. I think that it will just shoot at the closest unit no matter what. So those Zerglings, as you noticed in that last battle, that were running and fighting the other Zerglings from Mindset, the Immortal was just firing away on those Zerglings, wasting its shot, essentially wasting its shots when it should have been shooting at the Stalkers. But I'm not sure if it would have made a difference in that game anyway, because Illmatic had such a superior army of Zerglings at that point. But either way, that is enough rambling on about the previous game for me, because I cannot wait for Game 3 of this series. These games were all played in a row. By the way, I know I mentioned that earlier, but in case you didn't see, or you didn't see one of the previous matches in this series, this is the third game in a row between these two teams. These two very highly ranked teams, ProTech and Illmatic, are currently the number 4 overall North American 2v2 team, as the Zerglings, as usual, are going to meet in the middle. But it looks like Illmatic is outnumbered here. He's going to lose 2 Zerglings in that engagement, and ProTech with the Marine support, though, is going to force these Zerglings back from Mindset. Actually, Mindset's going to continue to try and harass here. I wonder if Illmatic, it looks like ProTech sending this Marine around this way. I'm not sure if he was just scouting up there to see if there was any kind of pylon play. I'm not sure. And actually, I don't know why there'd be any pylon play, because it's two Terrans this time. I totally just farted on that one. But, you know, I am filled up, so you guys got to cut me a little slack here tonight. I think I'm doing okay. So it looks like Mindset, actually, ROOTDrewbie, with a Marine of his own, is going to be trying to reinforce this army from Mindset. So both teams doing the exact same thing right now, pretty much as far as unit-wise, but it looks like ROOTDrewbie actually, see, they switched colors. That's why I'm tripping right now. They totally swapped colors. And so now Illmatic and ProTech are the soft colors, whereas ROOTDrewbie and Mindset are the primary colors. So either way, Illmatic now with a very superior army of Zerglings, trying to pick off some reinforcements, but now Mindset is going to bring all his Zerglings back and get kind of a hash around there. But ProTech with 5, or make it 6 Marines in the back, is going to force those Zerglings to pull back. So ROOTDrewbie really needs some more Marines of his own, because right now he's been investing so many minerals and gas into his Stim and Marauders. We'll see, because those Marauders may not have been the best play right now, because there are no Roaches. It's just a bunch of Marines. So actually, Marines are very effective against Marauders, because right now, Illmatic and ProTech just beefing up. It looks like I want to check some of the bases until there's an engagement down there, as ProTech is making a 4th barracks right now. He does have his 1 tech lab, but he has not done any kind of research yet. Gonna be possibly trying to press the issue here. But it looks like Mindset and ROOTDrewbie do have a superior army. Maybe it's very close right now. It's going to come down to some positioning and micro. And the Zerglings sort of canceling each other out in the front. But ProTech getting a better spread on his Marines right now. You see ROOTDrewbie has his Marines not in a very spread position. And that is going to force him to pull back, as ProTech now, I don't think he's lost a single Marine. I want to check the units lost really quick. No, ProTech did not lose a single unit in that engagement. Meanwhile, if you could see the units lost, definitely in favor of Illmatic and ProTech. That is, they lost less units. So I'm going to switch back to production just to double check. It looks like ROOTDrewbie trying to get that combat shield out And meanwhile, ProTech with his stim pack is actually just about halfway done now. So are they gonna wait, just like the other game where ROOTDrewbie went for a bunch of roaches and they defended until ProTech got his stim out and then they made their push. So timing is everything in these matchups, as Illmatic is gonna ward off these couple of scouting Zerglings, playing a little bit of cat and mouse out here. You know how it is with these Zerglings, running back and forth with all their speed. And so I'm expecting to see some pretty intense engagements coming up very soon. Illmatic's giving the gas call to ProTech. I'm wondering, there's one thing we cannot see on, actually I could maybe see that if I clicked on ProTech. As you see, he has no gas. He probably gave everything he had just now to Illmatic. So and what Illmatic is going to do with that is morph in a bunch of Banelings. And Mindset is getting a Baneling's Nest of his own, but it's not even done yet. So the timing of this is going to be everything. If Illmatic and ProTech push right now, they're going to have a significant advantage because the stim did just finish for ProTech and the Banelings just morphed in for Illmatic. So this is going to be very difficult to deal with. There is one spine crawler out here though for Mindset, but there are so many Marines and Zerglings in here, they're going to kill this spine crawler before anything can even happen. Look at these Marines just tearing that thing apart. Illmatic sending a bunch of Zerglings into the Banelings into the back. He killed all of Mindset's Zerglings, just died to that small group of Banelings. Mindset just got his Banelings out, but it's going to be too late because the stim and the micro from ProTech pulling back from him. So ladies and gentlemen, that game just came down to that split second. I shouldn't say split second because it was a few seconds, but that difference right now. But now it looks like ROOTDrewbie with a stim of his own done and a couple of Marauders in the back and a pullback to try and absorb the attacks from those Zerglings, and ROOTDrewbie is able to finish that army off, but the damage has been done. Mindset's lair, or excuse me, his hatchery is down. ROOTDrewbie is floating a factory around, and I've noticed a lot of these high players do that sometimes. It seems like if they say, you know what, screw it, I'm not going to go for any kind of mech units at all, I'm just going to start lifting my factory off and using it to scout. I guess I've never done that. I would always think, hey, what if one of those mech units would help out a lot right now? Because to be honest, a couple of Hellions would make a pretty big difference right now. So if I were him, you know, I would instead of scouting with this, I would probably try and pump out some Hellions. But hey, you know what? These guys are definitely better than me, because if I played against any of these guys in this game, I would probably be dead in at least the first 5 minutes. So either way, I am still a noob and I am learning, but I am having so much fun casting these high level games, and my play is getting significantly better in these team games just from watching these guys play. Especially my micro has improved just from watching all the little subtleties that these guys do in these engagements. And I've been trying to do some of that same type of stuff myself, realizing the importance of micro. As you guys who've been watching my casts can tell, that micro sometimes is a little underrated. It's pretty important. Obviously, you have to continue with your macro and continue building units and find a nice balance between your income and your amount of producing structures, as we do see Illmatic with his Banelings are so slow right now. Actually, ROOTDrewbie lifting off his Banelings. And that reminds me, in a game I played just the other day, one of my teammates had this really sweet play as he lifted all his Marines off right when the Banelings were coming in, and the Banelings blew up on nothing. But anyway, it looks like Illmatic is going to be coming as Mindset's hatchery is just now rebuilt, just in time for Illmatic and ProTech to come kill it. Excuse me, that is ROOTDrewbie trying to defend this hatchery, but with ProTech's units in the back coming in soon, this is going to be tough to do. Illmatic forcing ROOTDrewbie to scramble back and forth. Meanwhile, ProTech with a huge ball of Marines right here, now gonna stim up and press into this army, which already used a stim earlier, and the Zerglings ran away from it. So this army much lower on life for ROOTDrewbie, and the timing of the stims coming up huge right there from ProTech. As you guys saw the difference right there that made. And now these Marauders gonna get surrounded, and that is probably going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. ROOTDrewbie with a few desperation Marines, but ProTech scooting and shooting right into the base, and now all the SCVs come off the line, but ROOTDrewbie and Mindset have left the game. So, whew, take a breath after that, because those were some seriously intense games. Thank you, ProTech, for saving me these games. And those 3 games were played right in a row against Mindset and ROOTDrewbie. And I know there's one game missing from that, so it was actually 3 out of the 4 games. I'm not sure the order, but either way, thank you guys for watching. Hey, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up or subscribe, because it would be awesome to get some more views, and the more thumbs up that I have, the more people are going to go, hey, maybe I should check out that vid. So if you think I'm doing a good job, give me a thumbs up, give me a sub. And this is Irie StarCraft, and peace out.